This is media unit number 1 of the video recorded deposition of Lieutenant Donald Milazzo, taken by counsel for plaintiff in the matter of Amanda Jane Bergquist versus Lieutenant Donald Milazzo, Jennifer Larson, James Barbero.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Lieutenant Donald.
Yep, Milazzo, Jennifer Larson, James Barbero et al., filed in the United States District Court, Northern District of Illinois, bearing case number 18CV03619. This deposition is being held at 10220 South 76th Avenue, Ridgeview, Illinois. My name is Craig Sinnott from the firm Veritext, and I'm the videographer. The court reporter is Suzanne Burke from the firm Veritext. I am not authorized to administer an oath. I am not related to any party in this action, nor am I financially interested in the outcome. Counsel and all present in the room and everyone attending remotely will now state their appearances and affiliations for the record.
Solomon Radner on behalf of the plaintiff, Miss Amanda Bergquist, who is present and seated to my right.
Assistant State's Attorney Michael Gorman on behalf of the defendants.
Will the court reporter please swear in the witness?
Do you want to raise your right hand to be sworn, please? Solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Do you recognize the young lady seated to my right?
Yes.
And who is she?
Amanda Bergquist.
And when did you come to know her?
March of last year.
And how did you come to know her?
We observed her outside. We stopped her and detained her
Why'd you detain her?
for suspicious activity.
What crime did you suspect her of committing?
We suspected her of violating the judicial order, videotaping in and around the building.
And did you say and around the building?
Yes.
Does the judicial order actually say the words and around, or is that your own words?
That was what we were told at the time.
Who told you that?
I don't recall.
Well, it's very important to know, so I need you to really dig deep and try to remember who told you that the policy is to detain people taking pictures outside of the building, please.
I'm going to object. It was just asked, and it was just answered. He said he doesn't remember.
What could you do to help us to help yourself remember?
Objection vague.
I'd like an answer.
I don't know.
Are there any emails you could look through?
Not that I can recall.
Text messages?
No.
Facebook messages?
It was just the standard policy dating back to after 9/11.
So you received some sort of training, or was it a phone call? How is it that you first learned after 9/11 that you're supposed to detain people taking pictures outside of the building?
That was the policy that we were told back then,
Back when?
after 9/11,
Okay, so you were told this in 2001,
approximately.
and you haven't been told that since?
Not that I can recall.
How many other people that you can think of have been detained for taking pictures outside of the courthouse since 2001?
I couldn't answer that.
Any that you can think of?
There have been other reports done, yes.
Okay. When's the most recent one that you can think of?
I don't know.
All right. And your testimony is that you were told there was a written policy. How is it that this policy was conveyed to you that you're supposed to detain people outside of the building taking pictures?
It was just a standing policy we had.
Did you hear my question?
Can you repeat it?
Sure. How is it that you became aware of the policy? Did somebody tell you? Did somebody post it? Was it an email?
Far as back I remember, it would have been the Chief Deputy, Robert Beavers.
Okay. And when would that have been?
After 2001.
Where's Robert Beavers now?
He's dead.
When did he die?
I don't recall.
Did he only tell you, or did he tell other people also?
No, it was in, I don't know if it went out at a meeting or something like that. I don't really recall.
But you definitely recall that however it is he told you, he included that you're supposed to detain people taking pictures outside of the building. Right?
If they were, yes.
All right. Was there anything in writing about this?
I don't recall.
All right. Have you discussed this case with anybody else in preparation for today other than your lawyer?
No.
All right. Have you reviewed anything?
Just my offense incident reports.
You didn't review the actual policy or the judicial order that you referred to?
No.
Okay. Have you looked at the judicial order since March?
Yes.
All right. When did you look at it? From the time, well, okay. You arrested Ms. Bergquist on, I think it was March 28th, 2018, right?
Correct.
Okay. After you arrested her, did you look at the order that day?
No.
How soon after the arrest did you look up the order to see what it actually said?
I don't recall.
Okay. Was it very soon after? Was it only after you got served with a lawsuit? Can you help me out at all? Because it's almost a year later.
Again, I can't recall when I looked at it.
Do you remember if it was hot or cold outside?
I don't.
Do you remember where you looked it up?
I don't recall.
Did you ask somebody to bring it to you, or did you look it up yourself?
I believe it was sent to us by our main offices.
So when
our
you say it was,
supervisor.
I'm sorry?
By a chief of court's office.
What's that person's name?
At that time, I think it would have been Eddie Avant.
And he sent it to you by way of email, text message. How did he send it to you?
I don't recall.
Is it documented somewhere
Is what documented?
that he sent this to you? Is there a note somewhere indicating that he sent it to you? Is there a text message, a phone call, an email, anything that would point to him actually sending you this judicial order? And again, we're talking after Ms. Bergquist was arrested.
I can't answer that for sure.
Okay. You've had a chance to review the order since the arrest?
I read it back then, yes.
Okay. And does it say in and around the building?
It does not.
Right. It says in the building, right?
Yes,
Right. Because in the building is where the order pertains to, right?
correct.
Outside of the building is public, and anybody could take pictures there all day and all night, right?
Correct.
In fact, Ms. Bergquist could go outside right now and do exactly what she was doing back on the day that you arrested her, and if you saw her doing it, what would you do today?
I'm going to object. Calls for speculation. You can answer it if you understood the question.
We probably would not have detained her.
Would not have detained her. So if you would have actually known the law, you would not have detained her, right?
Well, right now we would know what she was doing out there. But at the time, we didn't know if she was videotaping people coming out, videotaping witnesses, videotaping people that were involved in domestic violence, videotaping inside the door where the posts were. We didn't know that.
Any of those examples you just gave, if that's what you thought she was doing, would you arrest her then?
Then,
Now. Would you arrest her now?
now I know who she is and I know what she's doing.
Forget her. Let's say somebody else is outside. We get done with the deposition, you walk outside or you look outside your window and you see somebody filming the building. Are you going to go over and detain that person or not?
I'm going to object again. Calls for speculation.
I'd like an answer.
Unless I instruct you not to answer, you can still answer. I just
okay.
have to object.
So again, the question, just so that we have a question answer and the objection is noted. If you look outside